Tonight, more than 6 weeks after a gunman opened fire, killing 19 students and 2 teachers at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, families are finally getting some answers. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Teresa Woodard. Surveillance video showing the minute-by-minute police response confirms what families had been saying all along. More should have been done to save their loved ones' lives. A Texas House of Representatives investigative committee today officially released that video along with a 77-page report. The report details a myriad of what it calls systemic failures by several entities: law enforcement, the Uvalde school system, people who knew the shooter, and social media platforms. Let's get to WFAA's Matt Howerton now with more on the findings. So Matt, let us know the key takeaways from today.
Well, Teresa, this is the most in-depth account of the Robb Elementary shooting that we've seen so far. And for the first time, state lawmakers didn't just place blame at the feet of embattled school district police chief Pete Arredondo, but also towards state and federal officers who arrived on scene too, saying everyone is to blame for not confronting the gunman sooner when children were still alive in that classroom where he fired off more than 100 rounds. Arredondo is on leave right now. The district's own active shooter policy says he is to take the lead as incident commander if there is a gunman inside a school, but as miscommunication and chaos swelled, the report says any of the 240 DPS or Border Patrol officers on scene, many of whom are better trained and equipped, could have and should have taken over command. Remember, the school district's police department only has 6 officers. The report says leaders of the other agencies should have recognized Arredondo's inaction, the lack of a incident command outside, and taken charge. That, as we know, didn't happen right away. This video of officers waiting over an hour to confront the gunman, we've shown it to you many times, has been seen across the world. Families of victims saw it for the first time last week. In Uvalde today, they were briefed about the investigation by state lawmakers who authored the report, and this is what they had to say.
If somebody failed to exercise their training, if somebody knew there were victims in there being killed or dying and did not do more, I believe those agencies will have to find accountability for those officers.
Yeah, Representative Dustin Burrows making those comments just moments ago. The report also highlighted missed warning signs surrounding the gunman. The committee found in his final months he was obsessed with getting guns and that relatives knew about it, that the gunman had this desire despite never having owned or shot a weapon before, that he told at least 2 family members he didn't want to live anymore days before the shooting. Teresa?
Matt, some of these families of the victims have been loudly calling for gun reform in Texas. That is not something the state's top leaders have wanted to talk about. Did the committee at this briefing held today address guns at all?
Well, yeah, that was a question asked by a reporter just moments ago to that committee to kind of get an idea after spending 44 days looking at this shooting. How do you feel about gun control? But the leader of that committee, Representative Dustin Burrows, said he didn't want to comment, and no one else did either. They wanted to let the report speak for itself today and that they would give their comments about policy later on. Back to you.
Matt Howerton live in our newsroom tonight. So many questions still unanswered despite all these weeks and all these investigations. Thank you. The committee also revealed multiple failures at Robb Elementary to follow widely accepted school safety procedures.
With hindsight, we can say the Robb Elementary was not adequately prepared for the risk of a school shooter. The school's 5-foot fence was inadequate. Despite a policy of locked doors, there was a regrettable culture of non-compliance. In fact, all 3 exterior doors to the building were unlocked that day, and multiple interior doors were not secured the day of the shooting. When I talked about the false sense of security, I do not believe that Uvalde Consolidated or Robb Elementary is the only school with these issues in it. I've talked to enough other educators around the state to believe this is a wider problem that we need to continue to look at.